Hi, Adam Funderburg from Brainless Tees. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video. I just want to go over a handful of things with respect to how PTOs and boosters can benefit from working with us. So I'll start out with design work. So designing shirts can be challenging for PTOs and boosters. Sometimes it's difficult to get your hands on the school's official artwork. Sometimes it's hard for anybody to get their hands on that stuff. And what we do is every time we work with a school, we try to create an online designer so that anybody can access it and create apparel and stuff for the school. So your school very well may already have the artwork laid out in our designer. We also set them up so that the official school colors are in there, so that you don't accidentally grab like a yellow that's not your yellow. Like if it's gold and you click on the yellow, we'd prefer it if you went and clicked on, like say if it's Evergreen High School Gold, there will be a color that's called Evergreen High School Gold. Rather than just a generic gold color, because it may not be the right shade and then it just doesn't look right. So with respect to design, that's kind of one of the things that we can help you guys out with and benefit you. One of the other things that we can do is help you set up with a online store. So what a lot of people do right now is they will distribute paper flyers with order forms on them and tell everybody, go to your parents, go give them this form, and if you guys are going to get a shirt or whatever, write it down. If you want names or something like that, your last name on the back of the shirt or your nickname or something like that, write it down on the form, and then calculate all of this stuff up, and then calculate up the tax and all of these different things. And then some poor person winds up getting this mountain of forms, and they have to go through it. And it's usually two people, where one person will be reading the papers, and they'll be going, okay, one size small navy blue hoodie. And then they'll go to the next paper, and they'll go one medium yellow t-shirt, and somebody else will be marking the stuff down. Now, just from experience, I know that you're never ever going to get that right if you've got more than 5 orders. Something's going to go wrong. So a lot of people are used to using online stores anyway. They're not nearly as mysterious as they used to be. So what we can do is set up an online store for you. And if you want to hand out the flyers and tell them, hey, go to brainlesstees.com/ View Ridge Middle School or something along those lines, then we're able to go, and you're able to go to directly into the store, make your purchase, make your customization. There won't be any transcribing errors. There won't be any letters that are difficult to read for putting a name on the back of the shirt or whatever. So what it is we've stripped things down and made it so that it's considerably smoother and easier for you to do as a PTO. Now, I know that some PTOs and boosters and that sort of stuff are actually going to want stock. They're going to want to go to, like a booster program might want to go to a football game with some stock in hand. Or a PTO may want to have some stock in the office for purchase or whatever. That's not really a huge thing, not a difficult thing to do. We can set up a store with a password protection on it, and then you can go in there and you can see the PTO booster prices, so that you're not paying the higher rate and then getting a kickback check. You just never pay the higher rate. And so there's no need for the kickback on that. But we can set that up for you. We also are able to make it so that the schedule is a whole lot different than the traditional way of doing things. So if you put out forms and you say you do that on the 1st, and then on the 15th, you collect all of those forms, and then it takes you 2 days to consolidate it all so that you know how many smalls, how many mediums, how many larges you're ordering. And you get your order all put together, and then you email it over, and then our salesman will type it all in and send it back to you and say, hey, I want you to double check this, make sure that this is all perfect. You agree to it, you say, yes, this looks right, and now the order goes in, and it's 2 weeks from that day that screen printers will say, yes, we'll have your product turned around. And then you get it all back, and from there, you wind up you get a box full of shirts, a box full of hoodies, a box full of tank tops, and all of the orders are in there. You just need to take your stack of forms and go dig them all out, and through it all, not make any mistakes, okay? Because if you do, then you're gonna have to go find those mistakes. What we do is make it so that if you send people to our website to place orders, what we'll do is the computer will automatically consolidate and spit out a report telling us how many mediums, smalls, larges, all of that to do. And then we'll go through and we'll print them all, and then we will go through each one of the orders that were done, and we'll pull them out, customize them, and stick them in shipping mailer bags, and write on the bag the name of the customer as it appears on the invoice. And if you want, we can even set it up so that part of the order process has them say what their homeroom is, right? So that instead of having, 70, 80, 100 kids coming to the office, you've got a handful of boxes going to each homeroom. And then a homeroom teacher just says, Bobby Sue, Bobby, here's your stuff, and Sue, here's yours, and they're able to hand it out really quick. It'll always be accurate. We haven't had any mistakes, and if there ever was one, it would be very, very clear where that mistake was, and we could fix it. But anyway, my point is that we would be able to take away that headache of matching orders up with the paperwork to the product, because that is a very real challenge, and the logistics behind distributing the apparel can be a real pain. This takes away all of that. So what we're doing is making the whole fundraising side, making the whole spiritware side super simple, super stripped down, and just a whole lot less work. Our systems will do 90% of the work that previously required pen and paper and a huge hassle. If you have any questions at all, feel free to give us a call. I'm Adam Funderburg from Brainless Tees. Thank you. Bye-bye.